hello and now I wanted to say it in German. Herzlich willkommen, but I'm going to say just welcome to my podcast. Thank you for your time, and thank you for reminding me because I almost forgot. sorry for that. Can you please introduce yourself and state who you are, where you're coming from music-wise, and what kind of music you do as HVIRESS? That's how I say the name, right? Of a band.
HVIRESS.
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 Like the air.
Like the HVIRESS. Okay, yeah, this is a really tough because you don't pronounce the H. HVIRESS,
No.
kind of like, yeah. Okay.
That's right.
So let's start with Mishkin. Please start.
Hello, I'm Mishkin Gray, and I'm half of HVIRESS, which is a post-Raphaelite witchcore electro hip hop duo. And now Hannah can introduce the rest.
Hi, I'm Hannah Maria, and I'm the other half of HVIRESS. If you were to imagine Linkin Park as a witch band, I'd be Chester. No, she'd be Chester and I'd be Mike. So that's our relationship within this.
Yeah. She raps and I just like sing high.
Okay. I mean, okay. So far, I have heard only one song, and this is "Arrival," and I mean, it's a perfectly titled song for the new arrival of HVIRESS. Now I can say it, and yeah. So you can you give us a little bit more of a background of a two of you? I guess I read already a little bit about in your biography that you met you are in different bands and you met maybe by playing live. Can you just walk us through very quickly where you work together and how it needed to be a new project as you are in your respective projects already? So why the two of you? I already know a little bit, but I want to hear it for the audience.
Shall I take this one?
Yes.
So Hannah already plays in a band, Hannah Pirana, and she also plays in Bird Eats Baby. We didn't meet by playing live. We also used to play in an orchestra together, a classical orchestra, but we were kicked out for things that I won't go into. But we decided that we would throw all of our energies into rock music. But when we decided to start HVIRESS, it didn't feel like the music we were writing was appropriate for our previous bands. We wanted to do something just the two of us and also have a lot more electro influence. We also wanted to bring in our like core beliefs of like paganism and the occult and being witches. So we wanted to bring all of that into our music and have that be the visual part of HVIRESS as well. When we first started it, we loved the word HVIRESS, spelled H-E-I, which means it's like the heir to the throne, but the female version. But when we Googled it, we found out that there was a bunch of guys that already took that name. So we decided to just put a V in it.
These buggers. Assholes. You can swear on my show, so that's fine.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's why. The good thing is you have a very distinctive writing style now. I mean, so if people look for you, they will find only you. But on the other hand, it's really hard to. I guess you have to spell it a lot once you have to get out there. And I also saw the little explanation video you did about your clubhouse and your core beliefs. And one of your core beliefs is I need to read this because you are pagan and vegan. You're a pagan, right? So can you? I'm honestly not really sure. For me, it's all a little bit tongue in cheek and a little bit like this because the clubhouse needs to be how you say respelled by Merlin, and so I really like I like this approach actually, but I want to give you the benefit of a doubt or can you explain how much of this is really real, or is it just you're playing with tropes here?
I think this is the real us. Everything else is an act, and here this band gives us a unique platform to express our inner witchiness.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So you're also practicing Wicca and these things.
Yeah, definitely. And we just really felt with this band that it was time to just become who we wanted to be and express that, rather than, you know, just keeping it to ourselves. There's nothing wrong with being a witch in this day and age. You know, paganism is alive and well. And yeah, it's just really fun.
Just one tree in the video didn't agree with the hugging so much. Maybe he's more like an Asperger syndrome guy, so or person or thing, entity. So yeah, and your clubhouse was built in 1895. This is correct, right?
I think that's when it was first blessed.
Yeah.
And it's obviously had to have a lot of re-blessings since, because there are local youths that come in and do.
I saw these bloody buggers.
Yeah, terrible.
Putting in swastikas
You
and
just
stuff.
can't be a witch in peace these days. People are always after you, just like the olden days. I mean, we blessed it in a previous life in 1885, and we felt like we needed to return to it. You know, in this day and age. But yeah, it's a shame when people do tag your special.
Can you not? I mean, I don't want to insult you, as you know, because I know how powerful witches can be. But can you not bless it or protect it with spells in a way that this cannot happening or so? I mean, I'm not, or maybe your specialties are more into hip hop spells or something. I just. You know,
well, we're still practicing witches. We're not, you know, perfect witches. It's a journey that we're on at the moment.
I mean, this is the end goal, to, you know, to protect against swastikas, but we're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're trying.
So there's different levels you have to climb through, and Merlin is your teacher, and he doesn't have so much time, and
well, he plays the clarinet in a klezmer band, so he's a very busy wizard,
and he's got a quite high hourly wage. So yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess you have to. So how do you support yourself as witches? Because, you know, I mean, you have to pay your master or your teacher. How do you get income? Because as far as I know, there's only one song out so far. And so this means you can also not have a concert. And I mean, you could maybe play an extended version, and I'm pretty sure if you you know, you have some how you say, fireballs or something, you can spell up and make the show greater, you know, that people really fall for you. And you know, I have to be a little bit careful because I'm a married man, you know, that you don't bewitch me, so I'm always looking a little bit back to the side. You know, knowing how powerful witches are, you can bespell them or enchant. That's the word I want. Enchant them. So even a song which is only like 4 minutes or something could feel like an hour of concert, right? So how do you support yourself in this normal world? Because I know you're living, you know, the dream life of a witch.
Well, Mishkin, she's into mushroom hunting, and so she collects and trades mushrooms.
Okay.
So that's her day occupation, really, and how she feeds us both.
I make them into tinctures, into powerful tinctures, and then I bless them and then sell them to people. Hannah also has a shop. It's called Useless Poison, and it's lots of different witchcraft items that we use in our spells, and she's been candle making. And yeah, would you like to tell a little bit more about the stuff you sell in the shop as well? Potpourri. There's some potpourri.
Potpourri, yes.
It's delicious.
According to some, it makes an excellent snack.
Yeah.
What is it again? Potpourri.
Potpourri,
It's like smelly stuff in a bowl.
Okay. Okay.
like
I don't
dried
You
flowers.
you can
Yeah,
sprinkle it around when you're
okay.
reblessing the place.
Yeah.
You can throw it around.
I see.
but of
Okay.
course we bless it first. And
Yeah. And it also tastes nice.
Okay. Cool. And uh, as you do mushroom hunting, so how do you hunt them? I mean, they're usually the ones I know not so fast, so you don't have to run after them, or do you use a net, or how do you hunt the mushrooms?
Well, they're not fast, but they're very elusive. They hide. So
Okay.
if you're not looking in the right place, they can sneak away, even though they're moving very slowly. But you have to know where to look. The red ones are really easy to spot. But some of them, you have to might look under the tree roots or even dig a little bit in the dirt sometimes. It's a bit of a difficult job, and you could get really muddy.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. So you wear camouflage, or you have a spell where you kind of disguise yourself.
I have a cloak,
A
and
cloak.
I stick it around,
Okay.
and then the mushrooms can't see me.
By the way, I don't know if it's just because I'm not so familiar with a witchcraft thing. Do you also have these brooms where you can ride? I mean, you can save a lot of. Oh yes,
I'll get it.
Wow, you can save a lot of gasoline. Maybe this would be, as I'm very environmentally conscious. Why wouldn't you? I mean, let's talk about this.
yeah, it's the transport of the future.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's
That's
a
very small one.
prototype. It's a prototype. It's a little bit small, but it's really good. It's
Mhm.
especially good for getting the bad juju out of your house. You can sweep it like
I
this.
see. And then it will kind of fly in the air, and you can kind of push it out, basically.
Yeah, you just scratch everything with it. It's really sharp. Like, you really wouldn't want to get this in your face.
Okay.
It's made of butcher's broom and holly, which I collected myself.
Mm-hmm.
And this stick is blessed.
Okay, and so
and
it can
it's a bit of a
levitate.
small broom. It is a small one, but I'm going to build a bigger one for proper flights.
Okay. Is there any like I said, I'm not very familiar with that, but I know that in Arabic countries there's a lot of flying carpets. And is there some regulations up there in the air where you have to, like, traffic lights or something? How does it work, the transport system in the air?
Well, that's why the brooms have a sharp front, because then if someone's in your way, you can just give them a little.
You hit the. Okay, I got it. Because I'm absolutely aware that you use your cloak as well when you fly, because otherwise people would kind of always look up and see things, and get distracted by their earthly presence here. So okay, got it. And this just to. Okay, let's maybe talk about your video, which is really, really cool. And what I wanted to ask you is, I saw, because I'm a little bit surprised now, because in one of the scenes of the video, you're holding an hourglass, and I see a reflection of a guy with a camera there. I could imagine that you kind of can, do it without this earthly stuff, other people use it, because you are powerful. I know you're still learning. Merlin is expensive. I get it, but so what was this guy doing there, or was it just a slave or like a minion you had there summoned up for holding something that you can hand up things in the video?
It was actually an artistic decision. It was just to show the mortality of man, and in particular that man. Yeah. So it was actually done in post.
Yeah. He wasn't actually there. We just put it in afterwards because we thought that would be incredibly
That's so clever. That's so clever. This is kind of, this is exactly, any stupid idiot, I'm not, because I'm, getting to the enlightenment stage now. But every stupid idiot would think that somebody with a camera would have been there, and he has a base cap and something, and filming you. But it's not true.
Exactly.
Don't trust your eyes.
Exactly.
That's so cool. So where you draw? Okay, no other question. You mentioned a couple of times that there is hip hop in your music, and I'm, like I said, I'm not as enlightened as you are, but I cannot really hear it in the one song I know so far. You already alluded in our pre-talk that there will be more to come, and I hope so. And I'm really looking forward to hear more because I really like the song. That's why we're talking. But am I just missing a beat here, or where do you put the hip hop in the in HVIRESS?
Well,
Sorry.
actually, it's actually not hip hop, but it's witch hop.
Witch hop, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
which is more, it's more a blend of hip hop and witchcore, and when they go together we have witch hop. So if Hannah's like laying down a rap underneath what I'm singing, then I sing high and she raps, and it just creates like a Linkin Park kind of witch hop layer, and that's where the hip hop is. But our other songs are way more hip hop.
So this is just the first one is not so witch hoppy as the next one to come out. So I wasn't okay because I couldn't hear much of it. Will there also be cool videos again for the new songs coming out?
Yes, we've made one of them already, and another one we are in the process of making. But they're all going to be very, very different from each other.
Okay.
The next one's pink.
Everything pink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is weird because the song is called Golden Apple, but you'll get it when you see the video.
Okay. Okay, so I will have to wait then, like the other one. But once it's out, I
can tell you that it's going to involve Princess Snacks, who was the little witch in the video. So she's going to be back for round 2 in pink.
Okay, but this time she doesn't get so dirty in her face and stuff.
Does she? Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
But yeah, not as much.
Okay. Yeah. So, where to go now? One thing is like I already alluded to. I'm very environmental conscious. So why is it that you haven't reached out to Elon Musk or some other guys to kind of help create more sustainable ways of transportation? Is there a reason for that, or is this like a secrecy thing and stuff? Because I heard of things like broomsticks and stuff, but it's always a little bit under the rug. Let's put it this way. Is there a reason you hold back?
Michigan's still developing the prototype, so until we do that, there's no point reaching out. But also, what I'm doing while she's developing that is I'm working on my hexing, so that hopefully we won't have to reach out to them, because I feel like they could we could bring them round through other means.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, we're just going to help them.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. And is there a way that as far as I know, the world is kind of on the not this. Let's don't over dramatize it, but it's on the brink of collapse.
Mm-hmm.
The ice caps melting and the permafrost is defrosting and all these things. Is there something you can do? Is there something in your power what you can do, or what you can tell other people to do?
I think we're encouraging our fans to reconnect with nature and be themselves with nature and look back to Mother Earth and to Gaia, rather than, being on a computer. Like we always
it's all about paganism, really. That's the way forward, and I hope that everyone will follow that path.
The path of the pagan.
Mm-hmm. So will this be also part, because I guess I tried to ask this before, but I guess you haven't played live yet because there's only one song so far. Will this be part of your show that you will do some rituals and a community blessing your children?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing magic rituals during the performance.
In fact, it will be a ritual that's just disguised as a show.
Clever. That's clever. Okay. Okay, so and Merlin maybe in the background as a.
He'll be with us in spirit if he can't make it in person.
That's a
Or
cool
maybe with
thing.
his invisible cloak, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's cool. He can always be around and kind of help out. You know, you never know if you miss a cable or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
The music, the song "Arrival" is very well produced. So, okay, with you, it's always easy to explain because you just do your witchcraft thing. But did you have had any worldly help with it, or how did it came to pass? Did you play all the instruments, or how did the music manifested?
Well, we definitely had some help from another very powerful wizard. His name is Gary the Wizard.
Gary, I think I heard of him. Gary
Yes,
the Wizard, yeah.
he's the third piece of the duo HVIRESS. But yes, so he was helping us with the instrumentation. He plays the guitar parts and also the magic synths. So yes, we had that, and then we sent it to another powerful wizard in Los Angeles called Evan. He produced it.
He blessed it with extra talent.
He blessed it. Yes. Yes, and that's how. But we wrote the words and the tune, and then we worked with this other wizard who he's sort of behind the scenes, who prefers not to make himself known. He's shy.
Okay, yeah, no, I understand this because if everyone would know that, then everyone kind of would bug him, and then he would have maybe jump to another dimension or something. It's
also
annoying.
He's our wizard. Nobody else can have him. He's our wizard anyway.
Okay. So I'm like I said, there is not much to find about you. So the only other thing I saw is you work together with the State 51 conspiracy. Do you want to tell the listeners what this is, or should it be unclear at this point?
It's a secret conspiracy.
Okay.
With the same end goal as we're putting all our magic powers together, and hopefully something good will come out of it.
Gotcha.
I think even if you Google it, it's pretty confusing as to what that actually is.
Yeah.
It's because it's a secret conspiracy.
Yeah, we're not even sure, really, to be honest.
Okay, so okay, you got picked up by a secret conspiracy, and you don't even know what the secret conspiracy is.
We're just following our hearts. It feels right.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm opening up if you want to talk about something. The only other thing I can think of, and this is a really stupid question, and I always try to avoid these questions because I don't want, I did not call this explicitly an interview because, but this is a stupid interview question. And it is, why HVIRESS?
We were looking for something that was very feminine and powerful. Something along the lines of, I think I was brainstorming, enchantress or that kind of thing. Someone very regal and powerful and magical. And yeah, we came upon the word HVIRESS and we really liked it. And then it was sad to see that 5 guys had already.
Yeah, we already talked about them. You should have kind of
that feminized word, and they took it. And
we'll curse them later.
Yeah, I think so too. But you can do this publicly, what I'm kind of seeing here is you sneak into one of their concerts, and then with your cloaks, of course, and then you smash them, head exploding and stuff, and then the real HVIRESS arrive, and then you kind of take over, and it's a bloody spectacle.
I mean,
honestly, a bloody spectacle.
This is great. You should join our clubhouse. It sounds like you have some really good ideas for the group.
If you can send me an Uber broom handle thingy
Broomer. It's going to be
then I
called
can
Yeah.
a broomer. No, how
Broomer.
Bruber. Bruber. Okay, yeah. Okay. See, I'm not really entrenched in the Wicca ways, but so let's maybe talk about this because it seems like this is all what you're about, and of course I get it. You're witches, so this is your life. So what was the last spell you really messed up? You know, I mean, when something very unexpected happened, Hannah.
I was trying to do a ritual on stage and just it's embarrassing actually, but the electrics, everything, fire alarm, it wasn't a good gig.
Her hair was like this afterwards as well. It was quite embarrassing.
Okay, like a scientist, you know, the usual. Oh man,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
But then you wiped all the memories of a people, and
Exactly,
it never came out.
Fortunately,
Okay.
Merlin was in attendance, so he managed to clean up my mess.
I see. Okay, and what was the first spell you learned anyway? You know, what did you learn in grade school?
I learned how to steal a man's heart. That's an elementary spell for a witch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you still kept it?
I kept it. Yes, I have a collection now.
Okay. So that's
in little jars.
I see. Okay. Yeah. And Mishkin, what is your special power? Or no? Let's start with what was your biggest mess up?
Well, I was trying to do a spell where I was on stage and I wanted to fill the whole room up with blood.
Okay.
For some really dramatic effect, but instead I just got my period and it was everywhere. And to be honest, at first I was a little bit embarrassed, and then I just thought this is the most at nature I could be. So I just let it flow, and the gig was amazing, and everybody said it was the most beautiful thing they'd ever seen. So
I guess it's also about the locations, you know. I mean, if you would have done it in Transylvania, I guess a lot of people would have laughed it there, you know. I mean, it's just
we've yet to tour there. It's on our list. It's on our list. We've got a vampire friend out there that we really need to hook up with. So yeah.
Okay, no, that makes absolutely sense. And as far as pets go, do you have some special pets or so? You know, I mean, I heard stories and rumors about witches having, you know, I mean, the usual thing is just a black cat or something. But what are your pets?
I do have a familiar. I have a cat. He's actually not black. He's white, but what he lacks in darkness, he makes up for in how violent he is.
In energy.
Yeah, he's a dickhead.
I get it. And you? And what's your?
I do actually have a black cat called Grobbins, which is a great name because she's just really filthy. She doesn't really clean herself. She's just a really dirty cat. But
it's really uncat-like.
Yeah, it's very strange, but she's cool. And I also have two other familiars. I have two pugs who are magic pugs. Yes, Henry and George. And they fetch me my tools for the rituals. They go and fetch me, and sometimes they bring me back beautiful things from nature, like special mushrooms or twigs that look like birds, or you know, pine cones. It's lovely, really. They're very connected to nature, even though they're pugs.
And this might be a tougher question, but is there? You said in the beginning, today it's quite easy to be a witch and to kind of truly live, you know, your calling and be what you are, you know, and you know, you blessed the house before in a former life, but are there any how you say social interactions which are, I don't want to call it racist, but is there something witchist behavior against you? Was there some incidents, or are you kind of too powerful that nobody dares to say
well,
something?
Actually, we've not really ever experienced any, you know, witchism from most people, but we have actually been kicked out of one coven, which was a bit of a sad thing to happen. We actually found that the most hate we received was from other practicing witches because we weren't doing the true witchcraft. And they thought it was inappropriate that I put my menstrual blood in the wine. So they didn't like this very much, and we were asked to leave, and then they wouldn't accept us again. So we just found that the two of us is all we really need for our witchcraft family, and the few wizards that we know, really. But
okay, got it. Yeah, but I know this from death metal or something. This is not true death metal if it's not like this. And so I guess it's the same with witchcraft. If you don't do that, and don't twirl your head like this or your hand like this, then it's not the right spell. And there has been some documentaries of late, especially coming out of the UK by J.K. Rowling. How much are these documentaries on the real thing? I mean, are you portrayed there in real, in earnest, in honesty, or is it just all fake and made up? In the movies, I mean.
It's fictional, but I think it's a pretty honest representation of what witches are like and the kind of cliques people have. And I would say if we were in these documentaries, we'd definitely be in the Slytherin house.
Yeah, Team Slytherin.
Yeah, I thought so too. I think you can. How much of my aura can you perceive over this interwebs thing? Can you read my aura?
Well, hold on a minute. We need all right. We need to think about it and look for a while.
I need to focus a little bit, I guess.
Focus.
Don't do anything.
I'm getting something a little purple. What do you think, Hannah? Definitely getting the purple vibes. Yeah, I feel like purple is a color that looks good on you.
Okay, that's good. And any do you also give if you can read people so well, do you also give advice or can you look in the future? There's so many things that you can do with your skill set. Do you have some advice for me?
I would say just watch out for a dark stranger. That's the main bit of advice I'd have. Okay. How about you, Mishkin?
I'm just thinking, I think in your future, you will listen to a lot of witchcore and a lot of new music from a great duo of witches. That's what I see very clearly. I see this interview going out into the world and then that happening.
Yeah, I can see that too. Yes.
But yes, also watch out for a dark stranger, definitely.
Oh, yeah, of course. Dark stranger as well. What will be the... Hannah already said there's like one video in the can and one or two more songs. So what will be the release schedule? And you're working up to a EP or like an album, or what is and are the songs all connected? I mean, I have only one so far, so I cannot connect the dots yet. So what will be the story here? What can we expect from you going forward?
We've got another single coming out, probably in 6 weeks, I think. It should be before October, I think, yes. And then we have a third single as well called No Exit, which we're filming in October. So this one will probably be out before the end of the year. And then we have a very short tour booked in November where we play our first shows. So we need to think about how we're going to turn the 3 songs into many songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and a whole ritual as well. So we're planning this at the moment. In fact, we have a meeting tomorrow, so we'll probably work on the stage plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I think we will release them as an EP. But I think we've got so much good music coming in now that we'll probably turn it into an album. I think, realistically, because the world just needs way more witch hop.
Yeah. I completely agree. This is the first witch shop I discovered, and I love it. So I mean, that's why we are talking. And yeah, thank you for enlightening me. So yeah, you have so you basically go on stage with 3 songs. So there will be always extended versions. How are you gonna play them? I mean, you mentioned earlier that you have some help of some wizards who kind of played the guitar and stuff. Do you get a band together to or can you just use some of the mushrooms you captured or so to make them into full-size people? Or how is this gonna be? If you want to already say, I mean, can be that you want to make it a big surprise and um, make it very special.
I think musically it's going to be quite simple. We're just going to press play and then look fit. But also we're going to make sure that the visual experience is really amazing. We might have some giant toadstools on the stage that maybe we explode out of, or we'll be dropping kind of Hannah's potpourri everywhere and singing enchanting songs before the music kicks in, so that we can give everybody the full visual experience. But musically, yeah, we're just going to hit play.
I see. Okay, the easy way, because you're focusing more on the
ritual.
Yeah, the ritual. I wanted to say the message, but it's more of a ritual. It's more of a that you both look good on stage and people have a night to remember.
Yes.
So you're gonna convert a lot of converts, I guess, and
well, we're just hoping there's a lot of witches out there who are really looking for a music genre that just says what they're thinking. So we're hoping that we'll pull lots of new witches towards us and become a coven again.
I see. So you're still a little bit angry about getting kicked out because of your menstrual blood incident from the other coven. Okay, I got it.
Well, I just think they're heathens.
Yeah, I think, I mean,
what's
honestly,
wrong with a little bit of blood between witches?
There's a lot of religions on blood and stuff, So I mean, who can argue with that? I was just smiling because it's so easy, if you found your own coven, everyone else is a heathen. So it's kind of it's actually a cool thing, You just have to start your own thing, and then you can, you're right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's good. It's good to know. This just reminded me. You're right. There was a song by Nirvana. Is there any covers or something? Any bands? I mean, you start a whole new genre. So that's why you're uncomparable to anyone. But is there something what you would like to cover, or make a cover song out of, or you were really impressed by in the normal world by other bands? I mean,
well, we're working on a cover at the moment, actually. That will probably just be acoustic, which is a Nine Inch Nails cover.
Oh, cool!
So, yeah, one of my main influences, but yeah, they're definitely one of the influences for HVIRESS. So we're working on that, and yeah, I think we'll be definitely looking at bands that influence us to do more electronic covers of.
We like Pucifer as well.
Can you say it again?
Pucifer.
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 Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is great stuff. I mean, I have to admit, I don't get it often, but I love it. It's kind of I really hard. Yeah, and now that you're saying it, because I mean, now I know it's witch shop, but before that, it was really hard for me to classify your music in a way, because as much as I hate to classify music, because for me it's like I like it or I don't like it. It's quite easy, and this is how it should be, and I don't care if it's rap or pop or whatever. But on the other hand, you might know that I'm also a radio DJ, so I kind of have to put up a few boundaries to not get everything, because it's like I said, there might be some rap songs I might like, but mostly I like dark wave, gothic, and industrial metal. That's kind of my thing. So, but I also like what I heard in your song, that it kind of not so clear cut. As much as I like a good old school gothic rock song, I also like to be surprised and not always hear the same stuff again and again, So you kind of breathed, is it the word? Breathed or no, breathed, I think. Breathed some new air, you created your own genre, so it's quite easy for you to be unique. But I really liked that I liked what I heard, but I could not place my finger on it, what it was. And now, talking with you, I kind of get a more a sense of, in a good way, you're all over the place. But it's not that other artists sometimes, in my perception, make wrong. That we kind of try to blend in everything what we like in one song, and then it's kind of nothing. That it's in a bad way all over the place. And you did this in a more, you got help from wizards, of course, in a more concise way. It's easier to digest, and I don't mean it's easy in a way that it's kind of easy listening or elevator music, like I would call it. Going in here and going out there, but it's not so experimental that I kind of like. Every 2 seconds you change the tempo, and I don't know where we are, and this is kind of what Pussyfire is for me. They're very experimental, but they're still digestible. It's not, they don't overpower you, because I'm a simple person, and if you give me like gent metal or something where you change, or progressive rock, then that's way too much for me. Anyway. So yeah, I really like what you're doing, and now getting to know you a little bit more, I see where you're coming from, because it's so, in a way, Arrival is really bombastic, but it's not overstuffed. Pardon me?
I love that word, bombastic.
Yeah, it is bombastic, but in a good way, not overstuffed, because you can easily, when you have this wall of sound, and when you put in more, and then it crashes, For me, this is my belief, and now what I heard what Hannah said, you are working on an acoustic cover. For me, a real good song works in an acoustic environment, that you just be on a campfire and you sing it, and also with a whole orchestra. And if you because there is more we're talking about magic, right? There is magic between the notes there, and it means the spaces between the tones and the notes, there is something there that you can hear, either if it's with an acoustic guitar or either if it's with a whole thing. And you know me now. I'm a fanboy, so I really love what you're doing, and I'm really looking forward to hear the other stuff. And I'm pretty sure I will love it.
I think we're currently better at putting our magic into the music than our actual spells right now. We've got the music thing down, and now we just need to get better at the spells, so that we can magic people into listening to the music. But we really love artists like Mike Patton. He's an amazing wizard of music.
Fate No More.
Everything he does is a different genre or different style, but it's all genius and perfectly digestible, as you say. So yeah, we're just trying to straddle genres that we love and put them together in spell form.
I think the idea of this project in particular as well is creating something that is more accessible to people. In the past, our projects have been a little more off the beaten track, I guess. So it's nice to do something that's electronic, that's an accessible sound, that hopefully will appeal to convert much more people to witchcraft.
Yeah, and the good thing, from my perspective is, of course, this is my very subjective perspective. It's not, in Deutsch würde man sagen, beliebig. It's not like like I said, it's not elevator music. It's not like, oh yeah, it doesn't hurt. It's there is sustenance, there is substance in it, there is something in it, and it's still easy to digest, but it's not without any rough edges. It's not it's not pop music. I don't mind pop music if it's well done and stuff, but it's there's more here. Mike Patton is also a good example. There's like. This is what I feel with your music as well. You never really know where it will go to, and I like that. That it's, sometimes as a radio DJ, I get a lot of music, and after 10 seconds, 30 seconds at the most, I can hear where the song is going. I know when the breakdown will be, when the next chorus, and all the stuff. And sometimes it's cool because it's old school, and it's cool that you're going the trodden path, and it's fine, But sometimes it's so boring, and if you manage to make it or keep it interesting, but not overpowering my brain, that I'm kind of have to sit still and only focus on this song, and what exactly there is. I don't know. You can do this, of course, with your song, but it's so. Anyway, you got the right balance. So say also thanks to your magicians out there who helped to in LA to create this stuff. We did Gary and the other guy, I forgot his name, did a good
Evan
and Gary, the wizards of somewhere, did a really good job here.
I think it's also worth noting as well that Hannah and I come from these classical backgrounds and are now making, witch hop. So Hannah plays violin and harp, and I play piano and accordion. And we've managed to put these instruments into an electronic presentation to blend these two together. And I think that's a little bit about what sets it apart from just going electro and using just completely electronic instruments. There's real violins in Arrival. And I think we actually covered it on harp as well before we released it for a show once, just playing the harp and singing it. And it works on those levels, and we've done it on the piano too. So I think blending our early training in old classical music and putting it in this modern context is, it's like bringing old witchcraft into the new era.
No, I get it. And it's actually interesting that you mention it, because most artists I talk to, they come from the opposite. We come, we did punk, and and then after a while punk gets a little bit too boring, and and then they kind of extend their expertise, and you kind of did the opposite. You come from the more orchestral one, and you tone it down a little bit, and you funnel it to the essence, basically. And I guess that's makes it quite well. I would really like to, if you can, or if you have this harp version somewhere and it's presentable, maybe put it out on your YouTube channel or something. I think people would love it, And this is exactly what I meant. Of course, you did it with a harp, but if you do it with an acoustic guitar, if a song itself is has substance, then it doesn't really matter how many instruments are there, because it will still, and I mean this honestly, there's still a meta Ebene, how do you say it in English? There is something more than just the notes in there. That's what I honestly mean, So
magic.
Yeah, for you it's easy to say, For the people, for the people in the other world I mostly talk to, I have to explain. There's like some gibberish. For you, I can talk honestly, and for you it's easy talking with you actually, because it's so clear what it is. It's just magic. Okay, so I don't know. You said you have like an hour. We are approaching the hour mark right now. So I would like to hand it over to you if you want to say some closing words to the audience. We already established there is more to come, and I'm really happy to hear that. and I will link to your Spotify and to your accounts in the description of this video, so people can find you and hopefully a lot more in the future. Anyway, do you have some closing thoughts, some closing spells, or something for the audience?
We encourage all witches, young and old, to come and listen to Witch Hop and feel at one with themselves and with us and with Gaia and nature. And we hope that this creates a new wave of, post-Raphaelite witchcore, electro hip hop. Hannah, have you got anything you'd like to add?
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
And don't forget, it's HVIRESS with a V.
HVIRESS with a V, blessed be. Oh man, this rhymes. This is the next Witch Hop is right.
The next song.
Yeah,
it's magic. It just happened.
And I can say, yeah, okay. HVIRESS, blessed be with a V. I don't know. I can do some heavy. I can do some Rammstein stuff.
Great wizard, Tobias.
Yeah,
a great wizard.
You know, once we are off air, you can hook me up maybe with Merlin, because I can learn a few things, and maybe I get a special hourly rate or something, because I mean, I guess he's quite expensive, so don't tell my wife.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for your time. I really enjoyed getting enlightened, and maybe in a year or so we have to talk more, because I hope until then Witch Hop has taken over the world, and Elon Musk is flying on going to Mars on a broomstick. So yeah, thank you for your time, and blessed be the V.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.